So we get underway with our first race of the day, and it is going to be Senior Rotax second chance heat. We will have one less driver taking to the grid. That will be Gilles Clouet not starting. However, here is the starting grid for the second chance heat for Senior Rotax. On pole position, Ralph Winkel will have alongside Emily de Hoys, so it's an all-Dutch front row. Devin Segardi from Estonia and Thomas Martins from Belgium, that's row 2. Bia Dorrestein and Storm Brouwer, row 3. Nicolas Picot and Paul Forkema make it an all-French row 4. Yasharam Jankan and James Lingard complete the top 10. Sam Van Thiel and Wout Kerstens ran at the top 6 rows ahead of Daniel Hunt and Jordi van der Eyck. Linus Hensen and Colin van Lammeren, row 8. Lucas Schoonmakers and Mario Sittler, row 9. Scott Westhovens and Flint Schuring, they complete the top 20. Running out the 35-strong grid, Adrian Labuda, Jens van der Heijden, Bastien Barlage, Luca Costa, Bart de Wit, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Julien Hache, Teun Schmidt, Stefan Lemuno. And we've got Anthony Bilou, Yuri Tenhef, Remco Baan, Clémentine Benoit, Max Bush and Antoine Antier. So 35 drivers competing for the final 6 positions in the A finals, and what will then happen is that the drivers that do not make it through, once the results have been officially tabulated and put together and confirmed, the remaining drivers will still be able to go for trophies, because we are going to have B and A finals as well. So 7 minutes on the clock, the final time that we're going to have a fast-paced, furiously filled, dramatic race here as we wait for drivers to now make their way through. Looks like things are getting set and ready to get underway. So Emily de Hoy, she's running it as independent this weekend. Normally was running last year with JJ Racing, but you can see it's just a standard X-Free livery on that car as we now make our way through in towards turn number 12. Right, racing about to get underway, ladies and gentlemen, for those at the circuit and also those watching at home. Winkel and De Hoys will bring them around the final corner. 35 Senior Rotax drivers in the second chance heat. Are we ready? Are we steady? Let's see if we do go racing. Looks like a very clean start by the top 2. As no, there isn't. It's actually gone. It's very much a carnage filled at the back of it. The 375 Antoine Antier was involved. And now there's a couple of karts there as well. The 382 has lost the front bumper. And that is Max Bush. And also, that's the 355 Devin Segardi. So that happened right at the front of the field. So it caused a concertina effect, or a domino rally effect. And several drivers, their race weekend in terms of getting into the A finals has ended rather abruptly. But hopefully the mechanics can get those karts ready for the B final, B pre-final, which starts at 13:05 local time. As we're about to complete what has been an incident-filled first lap. So Ralph Winkel, followed by Emily de Hoys. Thomas Martins has done a very good job. The 305, who's heading to rallying in a Fiesta R2 this year, up into the top 3. Storm Brouwer in 4th. Bia Dorrestein and Paul Forkema round out the top 6. Now, who was that? That was Yasharam Jankan up the inside of Sam Van Thiel, I believe. Well, that was actually Yasharam Jankan up the inside of Flint Schuring, but they're all squabbling all over the scraps on the bottom of the on the table, whilst everyone's had their Sunday lunch, so to speak, even though we're not at that time quite yet. So 5.5 minutes still to go. Positions still being battled over. Linus Hensen battling with the likes of Luca Costa as Emily de Hoy is up the inside of Ralph Winkel to now take the lead on the completion of lap number 2 through turn 12. So Emily de Hoy's Yasharam not Yasharam Jankan, it's Ralph Winkel, but you can just see more drivers going for positions. It looks like there's one of the Dams Racing drivers. Now, that particular driver, I'm just going to keep my eyes on, that is James Lingard, that just absolutely sent it up the inside of Jens van der Heijden. and the Brit looking to move up into the top sixes now. Halfinkel having pressure from behind, courtesy of Thomas Martin, Stormbrouwer, Beer Dorrestein, Paul Fokema, and Sem Van Til is now closing. So Yasharam Jankan being pressurised by. So we have multiple drivers out. So Max Bush out, Nicola Pico, the biggest name casualty out of that as well, and Devin Sagardi from Estonia. That's up the inside of Stormbrouwer. Here comes Beer Dorrestein. So the 3-2-4 gets past his countryman as there goes James Lingard up the inside of Yasharam Jankan through into turn 2. 4 minutes remain plus an additional lap. Emily de Hoy's controlling proceedings. Ahead of Halfinkel, Thomas Martins in his last competitive karting event, and also with GKS Levens Power after a decade of karting. The 14-year-old going into rallying, as I mentioned earlier on, as there is the battle between James Lingard and Yasharam Jankan. And that is not abating, but whilst they're battling, it's allowing the 7 in front to get away, and Sem Van Til is trying to close in on Paul Fokkeman. Last time he took nearly 4 tenths out of the there was a move that was from Paul Fokkeman on Stormbrouwer, so Stormbrouwer drops to P6 as there goes Thomas Martins up the inside of Halfinkel through turn 2. Nice and neatly done by the Belgian, bided his time and waited. Beer Dorrestein will be next up on the drivers looking to get past Halfinkel and could get a good run, but keep your eyes on Paul Fokema and Stormbrouwer not too far behind. Sem Van Til took nearly 4 tenths out of Stormbrouwer and is closing. James Lingard is also closing as well. He was just over a tenth slower as there's a move by Fokema up the inside of Dorrestein, and Stormbrouwer lets him go through. So we have 2.5 minutes of this race still remaining. And Emily de Hoy's having taken the lead through turn number 12 at the end of lap 2. She has stayed ahead so far, but Thomas Martins will want to do something about it, and he does so. The Belgian up the inside to take the lead on turn number 2 on lap number 6. So Thomas Martins on home soil leading the way. 2 minutes still to go, plus 1 additional lap. The top 6, maybe make that even the top 8 could factor in for the victory here in the second chance heat. As Linus Henson battling away with Lucas Schoenmakers. So Schoenmakers, oh, now there's a move from Fokema up the inside of Halfinkel through turn 9. And there's Beer Dorrestein. Winkel hits the curbing going through the exit of 9 as a result of losing 2 positions in 1 corner. So we have just over 90 seconds on the clock remaining. Thomas Martins continuing to lead, but Emily de Hoy's was in the slipstream there. Paul Fokema is the danger driver right about now. The French driver now in 3rd position. Beer Dorrestein, Halfinkel, Stormbrouwer, they round out the top 6. However, that top 6 very much under threat as Stormbrouwer is being pressurised, not just by Sem Van Til, but James Lingard, who's put in the fastest lap of the race. He goes up the inside of Sem Van Til. So James Lingard has put in a 53.995 on the previous lap, as there is a move by Fokema up the inside of Emily de Hoy's. Beer Dorrestein looking up the inside of the 337, not on that particular occasion going through the exit of turn 9. So we will now head on to the penultimate lap of the race. Yasharam Jankan has also started closing in. And not too far behind is Jens van der Heijden from Combi Carters. Oh, Dorrestein looked up the inside there on the number 337 of Emily de Hoy's. Stormbrouwer could be pressurised momentarily by James Lingard as Paul Fokema up into 2nd position, having got past quite a few drivers, and it seems like turn 9 is the 312's sweet overtaking spot here at the circuit. So they go through turn 8, now they're going to head into 9. This particular occasion as the timer hits 0, as Thomas Martins will lead them into the right-hand sweeper at turn 10 for the penultimate time. Paul Fokema looking rather menacing. The 312 on the Sony Kart chassis goes for the lead. Oh, Nyon goes sideways and catches the drift and keeps it ahead of Thomas Martins. One more lap remains. And on this particular occasion, Stormblower getting pressurised again by James Lingard. So it's Fokima, Martins, De Hoyes, Dorstein, Winkel, Brouwer, Lingard. That's the top 7. Lingard trying to seize the opportunity. Looks to get the cut back on Stormblower. It looks like he's made it work. Great move there by James Lingard. But Stormblower is going to try and keep it pinned around the outside. Lingard up the inside and takes 6th position on turn 7 on the final lap of the race. A brilliant spirited drive from the Brit. As we have just 2 more corners to negotiate. And provisionally winning the second chance seed in Senior Roadsax will be Paul Fokima. He takes the checkered flag. Thomas Martins second. Emily De Hoyes in third. Beer Dorstein, Hal Finkel and James Lingard are your provisional top 6 that will be heading to the A finals along with the top 30 led by Callum Bradshaw from Great Britain. The first A final will take place at 13:30 local time. That's 12:30 UK time. So, making it into the B finals, we don't say goodbye to them just yet because the fact that they will have 2 other races to go. So, Stormbrouwer, Sam Van Thiel, Yashram Jankan, Jens van der Heijden, Linus Hensen, Lucas Schoonmakers, Colin van Lammeren, Jordi van der Eyck, Wood Kirstens, Flint Schuring, Luca Costa, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Mario Sidler, Anthony Bellew, Scott Westhovens, Daniel Hunt, Tern Schmidt, Juri Tenhef, Remco Bahn, Adrien Lebuda, Bart de Wit, Antoine Antier, Clementine Benoit, Julien Hache, and Stefan Lemenou were the last of the 31 drivers that made it to the checkered flag. Bastien Barlage retired on lap 3, and a multi-cart first lap incident took out Devin Segardi, Nicolas Picot, and Max Bush, with Gilles Chloé a non-starter.